This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
New at 11, when will it end and what's the solution? Questions about gun violence that we have been hearing across Indianapolis for months.
So far this year, Metro Police have investigated 94 homicides linked to gun violence. Working to get answers, RTV6's Cameron Riddle was there as the mayor's office offered potential solutions to hundreds of residents who want the violence to stop.
Gun violence is a topic many people say isn't talked about enough. But inside the doors of this church tonight, that's all anybody wanted to talk about. The people in these pews are looking to city leaders to reduce gun violence in Indianapolis. Desiree Luster is one of those people. She became a member of the Faith in Indiana group after her cousin was shot and killed on Indy's east side.
You move here, because I have family here, but you move here and kind of to be bombarded with that kind of violence. It's very interesting. It's not encouraging to come or even to stay. And so that says a lot about we want to attract people to Indiana because it is a very nice place despite what's going on.
Tonight, the group Faith in Indiana hosted a town hall with Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett's office, looking for ways to reduce gun violence and prevent the behaviors that lead to it. Pastor Winterborn Harrison Jones plans to hold city leaders to their promises.
We are in an election season now. We have horrible things happening around the nation. And so there's this rat race now, if you will, to bring attention to this issue that has existed in our communities for so long. But when election season is over and when the cameras are gone and when the killings continue, we need a continued commitment to walk hand in hand, to have the hard conversations, to put in place the hard policies, and also the resources necessary.
The group hopes the mayor implements a gun violence intervention program, an initiative they say is used in other cities and reduces crimes, including homicides. A program Luster says could have prevented her cousin's killer from ever picking up a gun.
The kind of individual that GVI is targeting is the kind of individual that took his life. One of the biggest things we talk about is people don't just wake up and say, I want to kill or I want to murder. It's something that happens, it's a ripple effect. And so if we can reach them and try to give them the resources that they need so that doesn't occur, I think that'll help with a lot of fatalities.
Paul Babcock with the mayor's office says intervention and prevention are requests Mayor Hogsett is committed to.
In this year's budget, there is approximately $4 million dedicated to crime prevention and violence interruption, both in terms of $3 million for crime prevention grants, and then approximately $1 million dedicated towards one separate funding pot for violence intervention grant programs, as well as for peacemakers, as well as the Director of Community Violence Reduction.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Cameron, thanks. And right now, the city's Office of Public Health and Safety is looking to hire 2 new peacemakers. They work with law enforcement and the community to connect young people at risk of gun violence to resources and mentorship.
RTV6 does not stop working for you until we get results. In this case, it only took 2 days.
Since at least June, no activity, nothing until I called you folks.
In downtown Indianapolis, we spotted crews working on the sidewalk at Market and Capitol today, just 2 days after people in that area told RTV6 they had not seen anyone working on the construction project for months. The torn up sidewalk forced people to walk in the street. Chris Carnavis, who reached out to RTV6 about this problem, says the neighborhood is thankful repairs are finally underway.
I'd like to say thank you very much, Channel 6, for everything you've done. We greatly appreciate it. The neighborhood is very happy. The customers, everyone is extremely happy about it all.
Tuesday, an Indigo spokesperson told RTV6 sidewalk ramps needed to be redesigned as part of the Red Line and that the project should be done by the end of October. Now to the north side, where homeowners are working together to brighten their neighborhood, literally. RTV6 told you earlier this month streetlights along College Avenue between 38th and 42nd Streets have not worked for months. After we took those concerns to IPL, the company told us repairs would start this week. But instead of waiting around for that to happen, today the Neighborhood Association teamed up with IPL, the fire department, and police to deliver more than 500 small solar-powered garden lights to homeowners who are affected by the outage.
This was just an opportunity for the association to do something small but impactful for our neighbors with the help of IPL.
The problem is also Red Line related. The Neighborhood Association says they were told that some cables may have been severed during construction of the rapid transit route. If you have a problem and feel like you have nowhere else to turn, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
It is another warm, dry night. Here's a live look outside from our tower camera in downtown Indianapolis. Storm Team 6 meteorologist Kyle Mounts joins us now. It definitely still feels like summer, Kyle.
Yeah, Amanda, that warm and dry period has continued for much of September, and now it's starting to take a little bit of a toll. We've got some drought conditions around Monticello, Logansport, also near Seymour, as we are about 2 inches below average in the rainfall department for the month. And we're not picking up any tonight. All is quiet on Storm Team 6 radar. 74 mild degrees in downtown. You've slipped back into the upper 60s in Lafayette and Kokomo. Not going to need the umbrella as the kids head off to the bus stop in the morning either. We'll continue with partly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be comfortable as they settle back into the middle 60s. A stray shower, we can't rule that out on Friday, but I think we're going to have to wait until we get into the weekend here for a little better chance of rain, and that carries over into our Monday. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll talk more about those spotty showers on Friday and fall bringing a cool down in the 7-day forecast.
Kyle, we'll see you soon. Thank you. The Carmel Clay Parks Department tells RTV6 crews will check out splash pads sometime this week after two mothers shared concerns about conditions. Erica Perrin and Sarah Trossel said that their children fell at different water park splash pads, West Park and the Monon Center Park. Perrin's son fell 2 years ago and was diagnosed with a concussion. She thinks some sort of substance growing on the concrete might have caused this fall. 2 years later, Trossel's daughter slipped and fell on what she believes to be similar looking algae. Both moms say they don't want the same thing to happen to other children.
We love Carmel, we love the parks, but this issue just needs to be addressed. It's a safety issue.
It's to be expected that when they play, we're hopefully coming to something, especially a city-provided park, that it's going to be a safe experience for families, and you don't want other kids falling.
Carmel Clay Parks tells RTV6 its aquatic facility operators complete daily inspections of splash pads and have a routine cleaning schedule to address any buildup that could cause slick conditions. The department says it takes all reports of safety concerns seriously.
The Department of Transportation wants to reconstruct a major road on the west side, and DOT is proposing changes to Rockville Road between Raceway to Shiloh Park Drive, including adding lanes in both directions. Tonight, the department shared details and answered questions about the project at a meeting at Bridgeport Elementary School. Officials say, like most construction projects, there will be some growing pains, but for a greater good.
I think it's great. I think this is a project that's very much needed, and definitely during construction it's going to be a pain for the motorists, but you know, it's going to be something that's very much appreciated in the long run to alleviate some of the congestion that we do have out there and improve the safety out there on the roadway.
INDOT says no homes or commercial property will be displaced as part of the improvement.
Well, tonight we know more about an accounting error that means Indianapolis will get more money for road repairs. We first told you about this issue Tuesday at 11. And since then, we've learned the city is getting more funding than expected because the state had been using an outdated method for determining the allocation of money that did not account for changes within Indianapolis and Marion County. Indianapolis could get as much as 80% more money than last year to fix roads and bridges. RTV6 asked the state auditor, how did this mistake happen?
I think what happened is we have a new administration in my office, we have a new administration in the city's office, and we have 30 years or more of history. And so, you know, every time you get a new administration change, people look at current law and apply it to the best of their ability.
Cities and towns across the state outside Marion County will get about 8% less money.
A court hearing is scheduled on Tuesday for the Central Indiana man accused of abandoning his daughter and moving to Canada. A hearing for the woman charged in the case is not set yet, according to online court documents. Christine and Michael Barnett face neglect charges. Christine turned herself into police today. Michael turned himself in yesterday. Police say after adopting the girl from Ukraine in 2010, the couple changed her legal age from 8 to 22. Then in 2013, they rented her an apartment in Lafayette and never spoke to her again.
Tomorrow, Indiana Attorney General Curtis Hill will talk about the discovery of thousands of fetal remains at a home in Illinois. The home belonged to an abortion doctor who operated 3 clinics in Indiana: Gary, South Bend, and Fort Wayne. 2,200 remains were found in Dr. Ulrich Klopfer's home after he died earlier this month. Now, today, police in Illinois talked about the case for the first time, saying they have not found any evidence that medical procedures happened at the home. It's unclear why the remains were stored there.
It's hard for us to speculate on that simply because it was from 17 to 19 years ago on what, you know, and without being able to talk to him, obviously, because he's deceased, it's kind of tough for us to even speculate what his motivation was to bring him there.
Illinois officials say the remains will soon be turned over to the Indiana Attorney General's office because Indiana is likely where those abortions were performed.
The Morgan County Sheriff's Office continues to ask for information in a homicide investigation. Investigators say 23-year-old Alexander Jackson had been dead for about a week when he was found shot to death near Man Road last Friday. Jackson was from Indianapolis. And police released a picture of the T-shirt he was wearing at the time of his death to help identify him. Now they are asking for tips in the investigation. If you know anything, you can call Crime Stoppers anonymously at 317-262-TIPS.
An historic marker in Muncie is missing. The sign usually sits in front of the old Ball Brothers Glass Manufacturing Company plant on East Memorial Drive. The Indiana Historical Bureau says a woman noticed it missing yesterday, but it may have disappeared more than a month ago. Muncie police are investigating.
New at 11, honoring law enforcement officers who made the ultimate sacrifice. Family members, friends, officers, and others gathered at the Indiana Law Enforcement and Firefighters Memorial in downtown Indianapolis tonight for the annual Fraternal Order of Police Memorial Service. Governor Eric Holcomb says the ceremony ensures that officers who gave their lives in the line of duty will always be remembered.
We will never forget, not for a nanosecond will we forget what their service and their ultimate sacrifice meant for not only and most importantly your family, but for the state of Indiana itself.
The ceremony honored more than 400 officers from across the state.
Coming up, a program that could help your kid go from classroom to career in a high-paying, high-tech industry.
And an alien invasion is happening now in Nevada. We'll explain next on RTV6 News at 11.
Drive at Honda of Fishers.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Well, it may not be the viral event they planned, but right now people are showing up at a tiny town in the middle of the Nevada desert. You probably remember the plans to storm Area 51 that spread quickly across social media months ago. That started as a joke, but it turned into a real event called Alien Stock. The alien-themed music festival is supposed to begin tonight in the tiny town of Rachel, Nevada, population 50. But some are questioning whether organizers can pull the whole thing off while keeping the attendees safe, since Rachel has no gas station, no streetlights, and it's only accessible by a 2-lane road. All right, we will see.
Have fun.
Now to Hiring Hoosiers, an RTV6 initiative connecting you to jobs, training, and education.
Students at Mackenzie's Career Center could be your future IT specialist. They learn how to troubleshoot operating systems, software skills, managing networks, and much more through the Information Technology program. The courses can help students transition directly into a career after graduating because the IT industry needs more people.
After high school, straight into a job, just like Mr. Kelly said. You know, it's a great opportunity, and everybody needs an IT guy if they've got a computer.
Students can earn college credits and multiple certifications.
Hiring Hoosiers often shares information about jobs and career fairs. Tonight, our career coach shares advice on how to make the most out of those events.
Smile, stay positive, and ask questions. Formulate some of the questions that you want to ask employers. They'll be impressed that you took the time to do that. Take notes while you're there. Use those pens and notepads that you brought and jot down who you spoke with, and always collect business cards.
After the fair, our coach says you should follow up immediately. Use the information you gathered to send connect requests on LinkedIn, emails, or personalized thank you cards.
Texas could get more rain tomorrow as it deals with major flooding caused by Tropical Storm Imelda. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest on the aftermath.
With water up to mailboxes, this is the only way out of some Texas neighborhoods today.
The water was this high, up to my waist. It was dark and it was scary.
The remnants of Tropical Storm Imelda dumping more than 5 inches of rain an hour in some places.
These flash flood emergencies are life-threatening situations.
This extreme flooding
has been relentless, and we just can't escape. It's like we're on an island here.
A devastating deja vu 2 years after Harvey hit this area.
More than 2 years ago, everyone on this street did this. You have the energy to do it again?
No.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to move.
Officials in Harris County saying more than 1,000 people have been rescued there so far. Rescuers using everything from airboats, tractors, and dump trucks, pulling people and pets to safety.
It is an absolute standstill nightmare.
That nightmare on the roadways with interstates left submerged.
We're only seeing the very rooftops.
Water spinning this car like a top, the driver escaping through the window. The storm toppling the roof of this post office, injuring several people. Staff at Beaumont TV station KBMT finding the story right there in their own newsroom. And today, cleanup after reports of several tornadoes.
There's a tornado literally next to me
that tore through the community of Baytown.
Everything's destroyed, but everyone's alive.
Most of the flash flood watches and warnings are set to expire tonight, but some of the hard-hit areas could get even more rain tomorrow. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Those are disturbing images coming out of Texas there, so we're hoping everyone comes out of that okay.
Yeah, and that system moving along. We may get a little bit of an influence from that as we go into the weekend, but we're only talking about 1 inch to maybe 2 inches of rain. We could use some rain, though. Here, things have been very dry during the month of September. It's 74 right now, and a beautiful look at the Indianapolis skyline as we've got that light east breeze and our humidity at 68%. Temperatures, they've generally been sliding back into the 60s with the exception of downtown. 67 for you right now in Bloomington and Peru. Upper 60s in Castleton, and New Pal coming in at 66 degrees. Tomorrow morning, getting your finally Friday started off right here with partly cloudy skies and temperatures well above the average for this time of year. Our average low is in the middle 50s. We'll start off mid-60s tomorrow morning. Light wind, just a few clouds out there. In fact, as we look at TrueCast, you can see the partly cloudy skies through mid-morning into the early afternoon, and it continues to dial back here any chance for a stray shower. So I would say at this point, probably less than 20% that we will see any rain moving through our Friday afternoon and early evening. That's great news for those Friday football plans you may have. We'll get to that forecast in a second, but as we take you hour by hour throughout your Friday, starting off quite a bit of sunshine here, and I think even as we head into the afternoon with those temperatures getting back into the 80s, we are going to see a mix of sun and clouds here. An afternoon high about 86 degrees in Indianapolis, 87 for you in Columbus and Lafayette. A little more humidity than what we had today. It's still not going to be that tropical feel out there, but again, it may feel a degree or two warmer than the actual temperature. And as you get ready for the kickoff there at 7 o'clock, partly cloudy skies. 82 will be the kickoff temperature there. By 9 o'clock, we're into the middle 70s. And again, just a couple of clouds around. Saturday, I think, is going to be a dry day for us once again, and temperatures make their way into the 80s. So a great outdoor day for you. Let's jump ahead to our Sunday, because I think that's the next best chance for some rainfall here. This is TrueCast at noon on Sunday. You can see the clouds, the rain that's taking shape back in Illinois. Still going to have some of that drier air in central Indiana. So the first half of our Sunday in pretty good shape. Then we start to see some of that rain moving in from the northwest. This is 7 o'clock Sunday evening. So all in all, if you've got some outdoor plans this weekend, I don't think you're going to need to cancel those. The deeper we get, though, into our Sunday, the better the chance for some rain. And again, we could see about 1 inch to 2 inches of wet weather here. We've got a deficit of about 2 inches, so we could use a little bit of ground here to make that up. 7-day planning forecast, the summer warmth, that is going to linger right through the upcoming weekend here, with highs in the middle 80s, 87 on Saturday, 84 on Sunday. Then fall arrives on Monday. We'll get the showers out of here, and the cooler temperatures are right on cue. 76 for Monday afternoons. High will actually be into the 50s by Tuesday morning. Again, that's where we should be this time of year, and it's feeling more September-like as we look ahead to next week, with highs in the middle 70s and occasional chances for some rain.
Well, October will be here soon.
Right around the corner on the heels.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, the Colts were back to work today, getting ready for their game against Atlanta. Linebacker Darius Leonard missed another practice. He's still dealing with a concussion. After the break, Brad Brown has more ahead of Week 3. Plus, it is back to the track.
Some rather famous drivers from Sweden have won Rookies of the Year in IndyCar. Stefan Johansson, Kenny Brack. Well, could Felix Rosenqvist join that group? I'm Dave First at historic Laguna Seca. That story coming up here on RTV6.
The only name you need to know.
Start with a note from the Colts today. Quarterback Chad Kelly getting signed back to the practice squad. He cleared waivers after being let go by the team yesterday. A good preseason with the Colts. Took a lot of snaps when it was evident Andrew Luck would not be returning, and you never know when you just might need a third quarterback. Colts and the Falcons here on Sunday. Good evening, everyone. IndyCar's final race of the season also this Sunday. We've talked a lot about the 4 drivers that still have a chance to win the championship, but another foursome are proving that the future of the series is in good hands. Dave First talks with the one leading that pack in tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight.
Worth the wait. It's been 15 years now since IndyCar raced at historic Laguna Seca. Count Felix Rosenqvist among those who are ready to do it on Sunday. For now, though, it's an all-day test to get ready for the weekend, with Rosenqvist also trying to lock up the Rookie of the Year award. He has a 26-point advantage over fellow rookie Santino Ferrucci, boosted by a second-place finish 2 weeks ago at Portland, his second podium of the season, and a season where he led 6 races with 5 top 5s and 9 top 10s.
I think it's a big honor because we have a lot of good rookies. You know, some years it's maybe only 1 or 2 rookies, but this year we have 5 or 6, and I would say all of them pretty high level. I mean, obviously you're always aiming for the real championship, even if you're a rookie. But at some point, you kind of realize you're not going to fight for the big one. And then, I mean, that's definitely what we're aiming for right now. We can still finish top 6 in the championship, which would be good. And Rookie of the Year, that would be awesome.
I mean, it's a pretty stout little class here. Colton, obviously won a race. Santi's been pretty good, especially on the ovals. I mean, this could be a rivalry, if you will, for years to come, really.
I think so. That's what's fun. We've been racing each other a lot this year, and you can see everyone kind of go through the same mistakes. Maybe Santino's been the most consistent. Colton's been maybe on raw pace the fastest, and I've also been good on pace, maybe struggling a bit on the ovals. So yeah, everyone's going through something, and it's difficult, but I think it means a lot for all of us to come out on first.
Felix trying to wrap it up on Sunday, enjoying some rather elite company for Chip Ganassi Racing. The last 2 rookies of the year for that team was Juan Pablo Montoya back in 1999 and Alex Zanardi back in 1996. At Laguna Seca, Day First, RTV6 Sports.
Rosenqvist is looking good to clinch the Rookie of the Year points title. And look at the performance by all 4 of these drivers. Ferrucci's been as good as anyone in the second half of the season. Herta got a win this season in Austin, and all 4 have led laps in more than 1 race as well. Don't be surprised if 1 or more of these drivers gets a chance to change teams in 2020. By the way, Rosenqvist 3rd fastest in that test session today. Herta actually finished on top of the speed chart. 2 practice sessions Friday, qualifying on Saturday, and they'll race on Sunday. We wrap it up tonight by giving you a look at the U-Indy football team. The Greyhounds have a new head coach, Chris Keeverts. He was an assistant for more than 20 years prior to taking over at the top spot. U-Indy is 2-0 once again. They've gone unbeaten in their conference the last 2 seasons. They'll try to keep that streak going on Saturday at McKendree. They'll be back home next Saturday night. We'll see you back here tomorrow night with some of the big games from week 5 of the high school football season. Dave will have more from Laguna Seca for us as well. We'll see you then. Time to put a final wrap on tonight's news at 11 after one more break.
For limited time only at Ashley Home Store.
Finally, Friday, and lots of sunshine in our forecast. We'll see a few clouds as we head through the afternoon, but temperatures once again will make their way into the 80s. Yes, summer is holding on strong here. The last few days officially of the season takes us right through the upcoming weekend. A high of 87 on Saturday, 84 on Sunday. That's when we get into a little better chance for some showers and storms later in the day, Sunday and Monday. Fall arrives, and so do the cooler temperatures.
Just bought a new pair of shorts last weekend, so that summer can stick around.
Now I can have my pumpkin spice lattes and no one can say anything about it.
Enjoy that. Have a good night, everybody.